film for pro boxing fans here in Belfast with Eddie Hearn. Eddie, it was all going quite well for the local lads tonight until Jordan Gill produced the 7th round stoppage and Michael Conlan. Big shock to everyone in here, just your reaction to it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he boxed fantastically well. People talk about Mick Conlan maybe not having the same punch resistance anymore, but let's give the credit as well to Jordan Gill. Great performance, looked like a different fighter up at 130, very composed. You know, Conlan looked like he might be coming back into the fight, but kept getting hurt, and I thought it was a good stoppage in the end.
Before we come on to Jordan Gill, do you think that's the end of the road for Mick Conlan?
I think it's his decision, you know. I think for a guy that wants to operate at world level, it's very difficult to come back from losing for a world title and then losing at that level, which is world title level, but you know, a little bit above fringe world title. We'll see what Jordan comes on, but I think it'll be difficult for him to come back from that.
It was a really sort of deep post-fight speech from Jordan and stuff that none of us knew about. Just to go from that sort of place to what he's produced tonight.
I was welling up. You know, he's telling the story and it just went on and on and on, didn't it? You know, I was separated from my wife. Oh, that's bad news. Oh, then I started drinking. Oh, that's bad news. Then I went to a field. Then I tried to kill myself. I mean, you know, it just shows you that, like, and actually, listen, even without that story, it's an unbelievable comeback. But with everything that he's been through, you know, it's an amazing story, and I think that it's always really good for people to talk about that on an open forum, especially a fighter, you know, sort of that masculine guy that gets in there and goes to war with people, that he can tell other people and normal people in normal jobs that he's been through this and he's come through the other side. So that's amazing, and you know, I think it's an important story to tell.
What sort of fights do you think he's looking at? I mean, put himself right in the mix.
I mean, they want world title fights, and let's be honest, if you beat Mick Conlan in Ireland in his backyard, it kind of puts you in the frame, doesn't it? Maybe one more, but you know, who knows? I'd love to deliver him a life-changing opportunity.
Just away from tonight, Eddie, we've seen some crazy scenes at the Ryan Garcia press conference. I mean, I've seen people on Twitter saying it was like something out of The Office, and then on Twitter, Oscar De La Hoya posting a tweet about Ryan's mental health.
I mean, I can't believe what I've seen this week. Like, you know, you talk about mental health issues. That's the kind of thing that will give you mental health issues. You know, your own team calling you out publicly in a situation like that. And you know, Ryan Garcia might lose tonight, and if he loses, I mean, really, you have to look at the team and say, how do you expect him to go in to fights that are, you know, you're putting your life on the line in fights when you're really getting mentally destroyed by your own team? It's bizarre.
You can imagine the Ryan Garcia Golden Boy relationship will be coming to an end soon. Would you be interested in signing with Facebook as a free agent?
I don't, you know, if any fighter of that magnitude becomes a free agent, would be interested, but I think those two need to sit down and just sever ties, because it's toxic.
Just last thing, Eddie, when I spoke to you on Thursday, you said there will be some interesting developments with the Conor Ben, Chris Eubank stuff. What can you tell us has happened in the meantime since Robert Smith's statement that he'd refused Ben's license?
No, that's on the legal side. Well, I'm just trying to make the fight, so there's a lot going on the other side, which you know, you'll hear about soon. But for me, you know, I just said in another interview, 2 or 3 days, you know, we got a call with Conor Ben tomorrow. He wants to move on, really. If Eubank doesn't want to take the fight, then we need to make sure we get him another opponent, because he's going to box in February. One
more sneaky one. I watched the face-off between Regis Prograis and Devin Haney. Really good. What's this about Devin having a loss gone from his record?
I don't know. Regis said something about he lost and then Devin got the fight scrubbed off the record. I have absolutely no idea, but hang on to your hats next week.
Cheers, Ed.